Hello there, internet friends. It's me, Ben, and Lohit. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, Ben. I'm good. I'm just off work
And today's
and I'm ready to review
today's
comics with
Thursday.
you.
That's great. Yeah, I've been looking forward for this all week. So it's Thursday, and yesterday we got our comics and we're doing review. Just let you know, this might contain some spoilers, so sorry.
Slight spoiler, but not too much. Just
Yeah,
to get
slight
the
spoiler.
just
We'll
just
try our
enough.
best to do a
Yeah,
minimal. We'll try to keep the.
absolutely.
All
Our
right,
spoilers
Lohit.
are
I did
like,
not buy any DC comic this week.
our spoilers are like a good bikini. It's enough to get your attention, but it will reveal the good bits.
Uh, Loki does that, and sometimes I get a little blubber mouth and just spoils everything. But Loki's a little better than me. He contains the story better than myself. Anyways, Loki, I do not have any DC books this week. It's a small week for me. I only have 6 books, I think, 6 books. And how many do you have?
I have 10 and one bonus, so
What
11.
happened? We're talking about cutting down to under 10 this week. I can't believe it. You already failed.
I
All
was
right, the deal's
exactly at
over.
10, but
Bye.
then there was one thing I'll probably tell you which one it is. Take a guess, which I had to buy because of the cover and because of the characters and because of
Uh,
the writer also, you
uh,
know. So it's got two women
is it one
and one writer I like.
Dynamite? Is it the Vampirella versus Dracula?
No,
Oh,
no,
oh,
I'll tell you
two
when we
women.
get
Okay,
there.
Dracula's not a woman.
I'll
Okay.
tell you when we get there.
All right. Okay. We'll get to there. So I don't have any DC books. So Lohi will do all the DC buys this week first. Lohi, take it away, buddy.
Okay, so the first one is, of course, is Superman. We start off with Superman, Action Comics 1039. So in the last book, this is by Philip Kennedy Johnson, who is a fantastic writer, and he's brought Superman back to me. After all the Bendis era. So in this one, Superman and his friends have been captured on Warworld. So Mongul is holding them prisoner, and this whole issue is about what goes on if you're a prisoner, if you're like one of those gladiators who's captured inside of the war world, basically. So they've got to fight battles like regular gladiators do, and at the other times they're like chained and they have to serve their sentence. They've got to do these menial tasks and all, and it gives you a description of how bad things at war world really are. And and it's and it takes the story further, because Superman doesn't have his powers anymore, so he's basically Kal-El, who's fighting probably like a Kryptonian, a regular Kryptonian. He still has strength, and he
Right.
still has invulnerability and all, but then he's not like the powerful Superman
Yeah.
we know, because there is a red sun around
Does he still
Warworld
have
which
his
limits his powers.
Does he have heat vision and super
No,
breath and
no,
stuff
he
like that?
doesn't have that. He doesn't have
Okay.
any of that.
Can he fly?
No, he can jump. Leap
Also, it's
tall
like Superman
buildings in
when
a single
when
bound. He can do
right.
that.
So it's like when they first invented Superman back in the days. He
Exactly.
couldn't fly. Okay, I got it. Okay.
So he's
Well,
not
Loki
powerless,
likes
but
his
he's
book.
depowered and he's in chains, as you can see on the cover. And then he
Right,
has
right,
to
right.
fight all these gladiators. So it's about Superman. And at the same time, there is a character called the Midnighter, from the Authority, and who's
Right.
trying to,
Sure.
who's trying to get Superman out of this pit where he's captured in. So that's the whole story about. The book is fantastic. I have recommended Action Comics before. It's the run for which brought me back to Superman, thanks to Philip Kennedy Johnson's amazing writing. The art is good too.
Sure.
So total recommendation for me.
And the cover is gorgeous too. I like that.
The cover is amazing.
All right, next book.
Into the Arena is, by the way, a Megadeth song. So if you haven't heard it, if you're into metal, then go for it. It's a good song. Okay, the next one is probably the #1 show on HBO Max. So they had to crank out a comic of it. Can you guess what that is, Benji? You're watching the show.
Game of Thrones? No, I know Peacemaker.
Good one. No, it's Peacemaker.
I'm a fan of the show. I just finished episode 4 yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I'm not surprised. I like James Gunn for just about everything he does, and this is the TV show itself is, there's no exception. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's a good show. Now, how's the
Absolutely.
comic?
The comic is written by Garth Ennis. And so
Let me. It's all. I noticed that DC Black Label. That means they could get away with more extra violence and language, that stuff.
absolutely anything goes in this. So they've kind of this is before in the Suicide Squad run, which is currently ongoing. Christopher Smith, Peacemaker, is part of the Suicide Squad alongside of Amanda Waller. This is just before he joined that team. So they send out this psychiatrist, so she has to evaluate him, and he basically meets her in this whole in a cemetery, in a graveyard. So, and she's basically trying to decipher whether this guy is mentally stable enough to work in Suicide Squad or not. That's her job. And of course, Christopher Smith, being Christopher Smith, he from his tragic childhood, to his military days in the army, he tells her everything, and it all involves murder at some point of time. So she's like, wherever you go, people die. There's something to it. So, and in the end, he reveals that, the half of the graves out there, he comes there to get peace for himself. It's more like a retribution for him. And that's one of the reasons why he chooses, that graveyard. But the story it's about, it's a lot, it's Garth Ennis, so it's going to be dark, and it is. And, so because everything they tell him, it's not the same as the TV show. The origins are completely different in the comics.
Sure.
So
it's always different between the comic and the TV movie version. Of course, I expect that. I don't expect to be straight up translated. I don't worry.
That's true. So it's a little bit different. So I mean, like here you have in the TV show, you have his dad alive. Here his entire family dies, and they die like really horribly, and it's gruesome. Sure. There are a lot of deaths in it, and even Peacemaker, like he's a colorful character, so he's very dark, and but what motivates him to go so dark, and this whole thing that okay, I'll kill for peace, and this whole mercenary aspect to him, how does he get it? That's what is explained in this book through this interaction and these flashbacks with this psychiatrist. Now, the book did not completely grip me, so it's not like 100% must read. If you've seen the show, you got to read this. But the first issue, it gives you a lot of information, and I want to see where it goes. So I'm curious enough, but it's not like a pick of the week for me. But I like the cover. The cover is definitely a pick of the week cover for me, because I like the whole blood and
the cover is
absolutely. So I love the cover. That's my second DC book.
Okay, what's next? Okay.
The next is
3 more to go. I can't believe I don't have any DC books, but don't worry, I have. That's I actually buy a lot less DC books nowadays. That's why we have Lohit, who buys them. He's our DC expert here.
Totally. So as you know, we have those weeks when we have vampires and we have zombies. This is that week. So the next one is DC versus vampires. So I mean, yeah, it's basically again DC's with vampires. That is what this is. But I still like it. It's very bombastic. The action is good, and there are stakes in it. So anybody can die. And that's what I like about these. Although it's a one-shot thing, it doesn't happen in the main continuity, but it's still fun to see, So it's still fun to see. So in the last issue for this one, we saw that the entire, so Hal Jordan and Wonder Woman, they're all vampires now. And they had this plan to get, Batman framed for a murder of Barry Allen. And the idea is that, so at the same time, Oliver Queen, he figures out that this, first, and then he tries to attack Batman. And there's a very nice fight between Green Arrow and Batman. But, and in the end, it's like, when they kind of reconcile, they say that, okay, you're human and you're human. And okay, so that's good. But suddenly this the entire Justice League shows up, and half of them are vampires, and the other half doesn't know that, Bruce Wayne and is innocent. So, and they all attack, and that's where, that's basically the entirety of the issue. So it's a good issue. It's a bombastic issue. Cool. Like there's a lot of fighting, and it's James Tynion IV. So who has to be there on one of our videos. So he's there. And I don't know how long he will be doing this. But
I don't know. But here, you know what? Actually, if you scroll down, right, there's that Medina cover. I think that might be that could be my pick of the week cover of the week, anyways.
You like it? Okay. Oh wow.
I love that cover.
Awesome. That is an awesome
cover. That cover's sick.
Absolutely. You should get this. You should get this.
I'll buy when the tray comes out.
Of course. But this is a good one. I think it's like 12 issues now. So I am actually curious to see where it goes. There's this whole Queen of the Vampires and all, and she makes an appearance. So totally excited. So that's our vampire book of the week. Let's go on to our zombie book of the week, because the zombie book is also there. So, that's Task Force Z. Jason Todd, running around with a bunch of zombies. And this is issue 4. It started off quite strong. And this issue is all about a little bit of deception. So
hold on. Let's change the cover. Let's go to your favorite cover right down there.
This is my favorite cover because there's Peacemaker.
Let's do this cover. This is a cover you've been using a lot in our chat. So let's put this here for everybody to see. This is John Cena. Well, we can't see.
This good one, man. Good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, but this is an amazing cover. It's a phenomenal cover. I don't know why they didn't put this on the Peacemaker comic, but why they had to put it on our Task Force.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me, but it's a fantastic cover. So I've been using this image for everything, like, profile pics, sending out to people, when everybody asks me, hey, Lohit, what are you doing? I send this.
Right.
And I'm doing this.
I'm still going with the Medina, what do you call it? DC versus Vampire.
The Vampire one, the Wonder Woman.
This will be it's a pretty good close contender.
It is. I totally agree. But Task Force Z, so it's about Jason Todd still running with a bunch of zombies. So he's got Bane, he's got like Man-Bat and all. And this issue is more about, when Amanda Waller comes in and she says, I want to close Task Force Z. And the people who are running Task Force Z, I won't give you the spoilers of who they are, but they are like, okay, so they're basically trying to, figure out what to do with all these characters whom we've brought to life, like Half-Life or something. And then, the issue deals with that. There's a lot of deception. There are a lot of, things which come out. There are a lot of new revelations which come out. Okay, who's with who and who's betraying who and all in the team itself. And it's a good issue. And there is a confrontation between Jason Todd and Batman. And that's pretty dope because Jason Todd just walks out on Batman. Batman says that this is not the way I wanted you to, run things. And you don't get to choose the people you help. And he says, and do you? And then he just walks off. And then it's a badass. If you like Jason Todd, then this is a good book. This is the only ongoing for him. So go ahead and read it. It's not a must read, I would say. But again, it's Matthew Rosenberg who's doing a lot of things now. So it's a good read.
Right.
So I'm going to pick up the next one for sure. And that brings us to the last DC book. And that's a good one. That's Human Target. So Human Target, basically.
I love that book.
Yeah, the cover is so nice. It reminds you of one of those 1960s kind of books. So with the bang, and all.
It's cool.
Absolutely. So as you know that we've discussed this before, Human Target is Christopher Chance, a guy basically who's like a body double for others. This guy gets poisoned while protecting Lex Luthor. And now he knows that somebody from the Justice League International, the 12 members from the Justice League International, somebody has poisoned them. And now he's visiting along with ICE, all of these members one by one, spending a day with them just to see, that he has 12 days to live, that in those 12 days, he's trying to uncover like who accidentally, poisoned him while trying to kill Luthor. So that's his whole mission. So this issue focuses on Blue Beetle. And they spend the entire day with Ted Kord. And, he does crime fighting and all. And while Human Target is just observing him. And this is like, it's one of those adult comics. So where you don't get to see a lot of, it's more dialogue, it's more emotion, it's more, it's not action. Although on the cover you see that he's beating up people and all, but it's more a human psyche, Blue Beetle, basically half of the issue is about Blue Beetle trying to tell him why he wouldn't kill Lex Luthor. And he explains it to him, that because A, B, C, D, E, I'm a hero, I have the hero complex, I would never kill somebody. That's really wrong. Superman and Batman stand for it. And it's a fun read. It's one of those in the middle kind of issues. So it doesn't take the story like really forward, but it's a fun read. But it's a good read. And the Greg Smallwood art is what you're here for, to be honest. Tom King writing is good, but the Greg Smallwood art on this book is fantastic. I mean, it's a page turner. So, so that is Human Target somewhere in the middle now. So, there's still a couple of issues to go. And this is the only thing by Tom King I'm loving after a long things from Tom King which I didn't like, Okay,
Like the
that brings us to
Batman
the end
Catwoman.
of DC and to the beginning of Marvel. So I am doing a lot of the
All right.
talking.
Well,
Time to give Ben the mic. So Ben, what do you
Hey,
want first?
we both read Marvel this week. The first book I picked is Black Panther #3, which chronologically should be issues number 200. Anyway, this is a double-sized book. It has the main story and two backup stories. This is also a spec book because it features the first appearance of Tosin Aduye, which is supposed to be a future major player in the Black Panther universe. And anyway, so in this book, I remember last issue, there are people who's trying to kill the undercover agents around the world that T'Challa has sent out. So T'Challa has taken two of the his under sleeper agents to Mars to protect them, right? And then I guess Mars is now being terraformed by the X-Men. So the people that's in charge of Mars is actually Storm. So it's always nice to see T'Challa and Aurora together. They're one of the Marvel's best couples, and apparently they still have a lot of feelings for each other. Also, but on Earth, Shuri's still trying to uncover the whole situation of who's behind the assassinations, and there's also political turmoil as people. The politicians in Wakanda are forming factions, try to gain power, right? But they really didn't go too much of that. And then apparently there's on Mars there's a mutant there. Apparently that was be exiled by T'Challa. So he's holding a grudge, with the Black Panther. So that's the story. But there's a little cliffhanger in the near the end. I don't want to go to spoiler territory. Then the backup story is T'Challa has to do a job for he's Panther goddess who owes his debt to this demon. So he's supposed to steal this bat for the demon. Anyways, it's nothing really special. Then the third one is the history of Wakanda told through this character Tosin Aduye. And that's about it. So that's it. And it's also, of course, speaking of gorgeous covers, there is this beautiful Alex Ross cover. It's a contender for cover of the week. That's it. Did you read Black Panther? Or have you started reading Black Panther yet?
Not this run. I have read the Ta-Nehisi Coates run. That's the last Black Panther.
Okay, the previous one. Okay.
Yeah, the previous.
Yeah, the really run has actually been pretty good. Cabal's art is pretty good too. It's not. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go with this, but at least I'm gonna go finish the first storyline, see how it takes me. But so far, it's pretty intriguing. I like it.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
I will buy issue 4.
Oh, that's nice to know. So yeah, cool.
All right, Lohit, what do you got?
Okay, I'll get the only Marvel book probably which you didn't get. That is probably The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 5, by my favorite Marvel author, that is Jed MacKay. So yeah, this is the conclusion of Death of Doctor Strange. I like Doctor Strange from the Kirby era and all. I like him in the movies too. Cumberbatch is like awesome. So this is basically the conclusion of this arc, wherein Doctor Strange dies. Of course, we know he's not going to die. That's fine. The story is still good enough. So as a fail-safe, he brings back a younger version of himself, from the past, who shows up because that's the fail-safe. So and then and of course, things happen because there's like this ancient evil, because with Doctor Strange dead, the whole protection, the magical protection is gone from Earth. And then these creatures show up, like the 3 mothers, who basically gobble up all the magic. They eat like wizards and every magical being. That's how they gain power. So, and they have this child, peregrine child. They need to feed the child. So all of that happens. There is a big showdown. So they're like all the main wizards of the Marvel universe, basically, come together, and along with Dr. Stephen Strange, they fight off the bad guys. That's what it's a bombastic conclusion. Does Doctor Strange come back to life or not? That is something I'm not going to spoil for anyone, but it's a good issue. I liked it. Again, it's not going to change the world or something, but it's a small issue, mini series. And I like the way where they're taking it now. It's still not over. I'm sure Stephen Strange will probably, make an appearance again for sure sometime. but I like the way
Right.
when they
Of course,
the
there's
pacing
the
of it.
upcoming Sorcerer Supreme book that's coming out.
Yep. So yeah,
Cool.
so
Okay.
probably to continue in that. So yeah. So I like the cover though. Look at the cover. It's all the blues, the Jack Kirby, the Steve Ditko. It's
No,
nice.
covers look great.
Yeah, great cover. So, but it's a good book. So I think it's probably going
It's
to
a
be.
contender for a cover of the week. Sure.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Let's see. For me, I have Thor number 21, Donny Cates and Nick Klein art. I bought in cover A and cover B, the Journey to Mystery homage cover. Both covers are nice. I like this one better. Which one do you like better?
I like the Journey to the Mystery one is better. Is obviously the pick of for me. I like this Loki one
Yeah.
also, female Loki. I like this one where Thor is.
Oh yeah, the Sean head cover. So you read this too, right?
I did.
Okay. So actually, this one is pretty interesting. It features of course, the first full appearance of the God of Hammer, and that character. Then he has a big fight with Thor, and Thor is very much outmatched by this character. And then Odin
He gets his ass
intervenes, trying to
beaten.
help. Oh yeah, yeah. It is. It's basically, you figure Thor is more powerful than this, but nope. Whoever this character, well, actually, kind of a little revelation for the origin of the character near the end, but I'm not going to do that. But anyways, yeah, Odin tried to intervene to help Thor. He's with very little help from the All Father, the former All Father, anyways.
Yeah.
Donny Cates continue to be, master of his craft. This is a good book, out of action, and the origin is very interesting. Origin of the God of Hammer is very interesting. It's not what I expected, but I think before the last page, the words he used, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But it's a good book.
Absolutely.
Lohi, how did you like it?
I loved it. I like the artwork. I like the story. I liked it where it's going. And of course,
Yeah.
the origin of the God of Hammers. That was like if you've been reading the Jason Aaron days of Thor, then you really appreciate it a bit more because it draws a lot of inspiration from those days and even characters from those days. And I have been reading Thor since a long time.
Yeah.
So so it feels rewarding for me as a regular Thor reader. And
Yeah.
I like the way where he's going with this.
Absolutely.
Not Hulk that much, but Thor, he definitely has nailed the character a little bit. I feel that he's doing good, Donny Cates. And he did it with Venom also.
I like it. Right.
Do you know
what do you
got?
This is going to what did you read?
Do you know how many issues this is going to?
What, Thor?
Yeah. It's an ongoing, right?
Thor, it's ongoing until Marvel says it's over. It's over.
Okay.
It's not going to end anytime soon.
I'm happy. I don't want him to leave.
Yeah, it's one of the books I've been buying since issue 1, and I've been enjoying this entire run.
Okay. Did you get Devil's Reign 3?
Of course, Devil's Reign number 3. It's a little bit. I think this is a little bit weak. This is slightly weaker compared to the first 2 issues. I don't like issue 1. I don't. No, not thumbs down. It's. No. It's not that bad.
Okay.
Ships of Darcy is not a bad writer. No. Let's give it a solid B minus C plus.
Yeah, it's kind of B minus. It's not bad by any means.
All right, B minus C plus plus. All right.
Yeah, kind of.
Loki, you talk about it, and I'll chime in after you're done.
So this is again the same story. Civil War in New York, smaller Civil War. So again,
the same story, Civil War.
It's kind of. I mean, I get the same vibes. It's the same thing going on. Like the heroes are outlawed. And then Wilson Fisk is trying to.
Only in New York. But only in New York, though.
But only in New York.
That happens.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I liked about the issue. So the whole issue is about the heroes basically are outlawed. So they know that Wilson Fisk has something up his sleeve.
Right.
They are trying to get back to Wilson Fisk. They're trying to capture him or something. There's this whole mission which goes on, and Wilson Fisk has captured the Purple Man, and he's using the Purple Man's powers. But then he discovers that there are Purple Mans, so he's using his powers of persuasion to ensure that he wins the next elections. And from the hero side, Luke Cage is the mayoral candidate for New York who's going to go up against Wilson Fisk. And so Wilson Fisk, because he's Wilson Fisk, he wants to use the powers of the Purple Man and persuade everyone to vote for him. But then he finds out that the Purple Man has children. He's got like those 4 or 5 children from Jessica Jones series and all. So he wants to capture them and use their power also to, elevate.
Combine the mental power to have a stronger persuasion on the public.
Absolutely. Right? And that is basically what it is. And then the heroes, they don't know that he's using the Purple Man. They know that he's up to something shady. And then they go on a mission to probably,
well, actually, one of the characters, I think Jessica Jones figured out. It's like, I think the Kingpin's using the Purple Man.
Right. Because she's faced him before, so I don't know how she's
a victim of
because she's a victim probably, so that's the reason why.
Well, I think because she's like, if you read the Alias series, that she's been under control by the Purple Man for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I guess she, there's some sort of still have some sort of connection. So she could actually tell, it's his power that's behind the public's opinion over this new law to outlaw the superpower, especially superheroes.
Right. So it was okay. I mean,
yeah. No, it's okay. I mean, it's not the strongest Marvel storyline going out there right now.
I'll probably read because I'm already on issue 3, so I want to see what happens next. So I'm not hyped for it,
but I hear this. From my understanding is that unlike the usual Marvel crossovers, right? The crossover book is actually better than the main book. I was told last week the Villains for Hire was really, really good.
Right. And you also said that the Dr. Octopus book in the previous
Superior 4 is a good read.
Yeah.
And of course,
that helped me actually, Benji. That helped me understand what was going on in this book, because those superior foes also appear here, So had you not read that, I would be totally lost. What's going on? Who are these guys?
So. Actually, that's one of the good thing about this book is that the battle between the Secret Avengers, whatever, and the Superior 4. And that, I think that was a good those are some really nice drawn action panels.
Yep.
And also, what I like in the beginning is how badly Taskmaster beat up Ben Reilly.
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was brutal.
Oh man, that was like because they got those who didn't read last issue. There's the Taskmaster tried to capture Ben Reilly's Spider-Man, and Ben Reilly was outclassed by Taskmaster. You redeemed everything the MCU has done to Taskmaster. This is Taskmaster at his pinnacle fighting skills. Absolutely. He I think the term is he just opened a can of whoop ass on Spider-Man in the last.
Oh, he's one of the deadliest.
This issue you'll see.
Taskmaster is the deadliest.
But they haven't treated him.
Did you read the Jed McKay Taskmaster run? If you haven't, you should. That was really good.
No, because here's the thing. I don't understand that book, because what I heard is that Taskmaster for some reason is afraid of Black Widow, and I was like, that's not Taskmaster. I can't read this. I was like, that felt wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Except if you get over that part, he faces Hyperion and defeats him, and that was awesome. The way that's like total Batman Superman-esque kind of a thing, wherein Hyperion is this whole god and he descends on him.
Hyperion is based on Superman, anyways.
And then Taskmaster takes him down. So I also want. So the issue was amazing. That issue 2.
Wait, hold on. It's like he could take down Superman, but he's afraid of Batgirl.
It is suspension of disbelief.
Well, you know what? Well, you got to explain this to me one of these days. I know we don't want to run long on this.
That's true.
Later on, you can tell me why is he afraid of Black Widow. Hey, you know what? Hey, guys, you read this Taskmaster book? You could drop a comment below, all right, and tell me what you guys think of that series. Lohi, of course, he's a little biased, but he's a McKay fan. But let's hear some unbiased opinion on that series. Tell me, Mama, is it worth me to buy the collected edition? Okay, thanks, guys. All right, let's go on. What else? Do you have any? I'm done with Marvel. Do you have any left?
Only one, and that's the one which I didn't want to buy, but I bought it. Like I said, because of the 2 characters, because of the writer. The writer, of course, is Jed McKay, and the book is.
I know exactly what book you picked. This is, of course, the cover by the awesome J. Scott Campbell, Black Cat and Mary Jane, right?
Absolutely nailed
I
it.
was gonna buy that too because that freaking cover. This that cover, But a
Oh yeah.
little short on funding this week. I had to cut that one. How was it?
It's okay. It's one of kind of a one shot kind of an issue. So Peter Parker is in the hospital because I think something happened in Amazing Spider-Man, which I'm not reading. But then he's in the hospital and he needs time to recover. And Mary Jane
Right.
and Black Cat are like keeping an eye on him because they feel that he will use his spider sense and sense danger and just walk out and do more harm to himself. So he needs to rest, and then ensuring that he's there, at his bedside and all, and he's trying to recover. So meanwhile, what's his name? This guy, the Hood. His name is Parker Robbins. He shows up out of the
Yes.
blue, and he's lost
Yeah.
his hood due to the events what happened in Hawkeye Freefall. Which again, that's something I haven't read. I've heard it's good, but I haven't read it. So he loses his hood. And he loses his powers. So he
Right.
basically wants Felicia Hardy to get his hood back to him.
Okay.
So, and that's the whole premise of the whole book. And then Mary Jane is also there in the hospital, so she kind of teams up with the Black Cat, and then they go on this kind of a heist to retrieve the hood back. And it's all about what happens. It's the story wise, it's okay, it's average, it's nothing groundbreaking or chattering and all. It's just that I like the Black Cat a lot. I've read the Jed McCabe run on Black Cat. I know he gets the character, and he does a good job with Mary Jane too. So yeah, it's a good book.
Sure.
It's not again a must read. I just bought it because I like the artwork. I like the writer on it, so that's the reason why I got it, and I like the characters basically. So it's one of those easy reads.
It's too bad. It's too bad J. Scott Campbell's not doing interior art. I would have bought
he should.
that
He should.
without even thinking about it. Hey, I love J. Scott Campell's art.
Look at the variant.
I have an entire run of a Gen 13 in my pocket.
Ben, look at the variant.
I like the Peach Momoko cover, them on the bike. I think that's a really nice cover too.
This is a good one. I like. What is this one? I haven't seen this one. This is nice.
Yeah.
There you go. That's like a casino night out in Madripoor or something.
That's another. Yeah, that's another. I think that might be one of Scott Campbell's his website's web store exclusive.
Wow, that is awesome, man. I would love to hang it up on a wall or something. That's awesome. Whoa. Okay.
All right. Go take a cold shower and let's move on. All right, I have what is it?
I still got the Dynamite books coming in, right?
Oh, Lohi.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's right. He's got his Dynamite book coming. Oh my God. All right.
Okay, you next.
So I have one image this week. This is my only image book. This is Stray Dogs, Dog Days #2. It's a 2-issue miniseries. This is the second issue. This actually is like a companion to the original Stray Dogs. This is basically just the stories of the dogs before and after the events of the original book. This is the cover B, the Trick or Treat homage cover. It's nice. Anyhow, so I think there are 3 or 4 stories here based on the various dogs from the thing. The big one is actually is a really good one. It's the last story. Do you remember the Dalmatian in the story? You read in Stray Dogs. So basically,
the first 5 issues. Yeah, the first Stray Dogs I've read.
So this is Dalmatian. The Dalmatian, of course, is Dalmatian's master was this firefighting woman, right? Female firefighter. Right. And basically, what happened? This is the before and after. Before she was killed by the serial killer. Right. And so basically, it's right after they finished fighting fire, and the dog is around the clubhouse and along mingling around the firefighters. Then of course they do like a panel of her funeral, and then is that they go to the house where the serial killer was, and someone spray paint like murder on this thing, and then the 2 firefighters who's in the earlier scenes burn that house down, and then on the yard of the house was the memorial of all the victims. So I thought that scene that was really, really touching.
Okay,
but
I have just one question. Is it a sequel to the Stray Dogs Part 1, or is it like a different bunch of dogs, or is it the same?
Not all of it's like I said, it's a companion. They all have each issue has like 3 or 4 short stories, right?
Okay.
Of course, it's by the same creator, Tony Fleece and Trish Foster.
Can I call it an
different story?
Is it an anthology series like Silver Coin and Ice Cream Man?
It's not, because this is the same dogs as all the dogs from the original series.
Okay.
So basically, there's the different. It basically chronicle different dogs, by the different short stories. Some of the ones are the ones that takes place before the original series, and like I said, the last one, the Dalmatian story, takes place before and after the original story. There's actually the first one is really cool. Is that you think there's a dog that's going to get kidnapped and the master get killed by the guy, right? But it's actually the first dog see actually fights off the guy as he was running away. He sees another woman, walking the French poodle. So now, of course, the French poodles actually, end up in that book. It's like, oh, okay, so this just unfortunate that woman and her dog was in the wrong place at the wrong time, because the guy was not successful of killing, the master of the first dog and kidnap the dog. It's pretty good. Okay. Again, it's only a 2-issue miniseries, and that's it. I don't know. Tony Frost, Tony Fleece says he doesn't have any projects lined up. He's just been doing covers for Marvel, DC, and stuff like that. Also, he did they did a cover for Dynamite. They did a cover for Evil Dead, Red Sonja, and I think Conan too. Yeah, they came out a couple months ago.
This also has a lot of covers, Ben.
Oh my God, it's got a crap load of covers.
Whoa, look at that. This is probably
a lot. Well, only the first. This is nothing. You should say issue 1. That issue 1 had like 70 covers. No.
My God.
Like
this is the Christine one. So from Stephen King is what I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Oh God. So yeah, this is good.
It's not a horror. Okay, it's not a horror comic. I don't care who says it.
That's a debate for later.
There's no debate, okay? I don't care who says it. I don't care even. I know Tony himself says this is a horror. It's not. You read this book, there's nothing scary about it, okay? But it's a great mystery thriller. Anyway, let's move on before I get mad and yell at Dan.
Okay, what's next? House of Slaughter?
Oh, House of Slaughter. Is that yours? You read it, right?
That's yours. That's yours. Totally yours.
That's mine, yeah. This is actually my pick of the week. House of Slaughter. This is the strongest issue so far in the story, in the entire this entire series. Basically, you deal with more of Aaron Slaughter and his his target / ex-lover, Jace. But this one is really, really good because Jace explained why he abandoned his former house and joined the House of Slaughter. He said because the rivalry between different monster hunter houses are deadly, and there's a House of Slaughter that actually killed Jace's parents. So basically, he joined the House of Slaughter to kill the old dragon, and to be undercover and try to kill the old dragon. I thought that's a really nice plot twist. And of course, they don't show you. I'm not gonna tell you if he succeeded or not. But also, they go to a lot of story, like the love story between Aaron and Jace, which is very touching because Aaron would have abandoned the House of Slaughter and left with Jace if he asked him, but he of course didn't. And then it's very I know it's not fully by Tynion IV, it's co-written, but so far out of the 4 issues, this is the strongest issue of House of Slaughter, and it's my pick of the week. And I hope everybody's been reading it. If you're a fan of something killing children, you should be reading this book.
What happened to the original?
You don't read this book, do you?
No, I haven't. I think I read the first issue.
Coming back in March.
I've read the original book. They don't release it anymore, is it? Like House of the main book, like
it's coming back in March.
Okay, it's coming back.
It's on hiatus. Well, it's on hiatus for when House of Slaughter's out. But when that ends, I think next month, issue 5's the last issue. March is when the ongoing Something Killing Children is coming back.
I don't like these hiatus books. Like Saga came in this week. I didn't pick it up because I have no interest in it anymore. I loved it when I read it, but I don't have any interest. I lose interest because of I haven't read it for so long. I can live without it. It's like that. So yeah, probably I'll pick up the trade when it comes down. But same for you, right? Did you read Saga, the original Saga?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah. So same with.
I have the trade paperbacks and
Yeah. Okay. What is next?
All right. So House of Slaughter, my pick of the week. My next one is, of course, Once in Future number 24, the continuation of the King Arthur story. How much Shakespeare have you read?
Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet. That's it. Midsummer
Yeah,
Night's Dream.
well, here's the
Midsummer
thing.
Night's Dream.
I read Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, and The Tempest. But apparently, of course, we talk about they use Hamlet, not Macbeth's pen as a weapon, but they also introduced last issue was King Lear. I don't know. I never read King Lear. I don't know his story, so I was a little bit lost. Okay, but he was basically it's just the Rose grandma and I forgot what's the main character's name. They asked King Lear for they summoned
Arthur, is that
they
the
summoned
character?
King Lear to ask
Oh, King Lear. Okay.
huh
You
King
wanted
Lear,
to? Okay, King
I
Lear.
never read King Lear. I was a bit lost. But so there's two King Arthurs, right? They're both fighting for the name of for England, name of England. So one looks different. So there's civil war brewing on one side. The other side is the humans. They're trying to bring England back to the normalcy instead of this medieval supernatural version of the world. One thing that was cool is that the Macbeth's pen, right? It's actually made from Robin Hood's arrow, the feather part, the quiver part.
Yeah.
So they use that pen. So you use that to summon a supernatural version of Robin Hood and try to ally with him to fight King Arthur. I think that was a really nice touch. Of course, Kieran Gillian, who's really good at writing these supernatural horror stuff, does a good job. Gamora, an artist that we both enjoy. But so of course, for this book, there's no jumping in. You got to start from the beginning, or you're not going to get it. And of course, I've been buying since issue 1. So
I have read issue 1 of this, Ben.
It's very good.
I have read issue 1 of this. Would you?
Yeah, you brought it straight.
Okay. Do you suggest that I go along for the ride? Is it good enough?
You need to buy all of them. If you miss even one issue, you're gonna get lost.
Okay.
That's one of the problems. There's no any jump on point. That doesn't exist in this series. You need to get from start to end.
Okay.
I don't know how long that Kieran Gillian is going to continue this book, but so far, the ride's been fun.
I like the covers, Ben. I always like somebody's already gripping a sword or something. It's very action packed.
Yeah,
it's very
cool.
medieval. I like that. So yeah. All right. What's next?
What do you got? You got any? I'm done. So do you have anything?
I do. I have 2 things. We cannot be done without, my favorite publisher. There is Dynamite. So I do have my Red Sonja, my favorite female character of them all. So, so it's always fun to read Red Sonja. Even if I don't remember anything about her, I can just dive into this and I can follow, whatever is going on. This is a continuing story. It's issue 7.
Okay, hold on. Before you go on. Loki, give me the cover that I like.
Which one?
The sword licking one. That one. No, give me no. The bottom. No, not the weird color one. Go down. The second on left. That one.
The second to the left. That's this one, right? The main one, you mean? The sword licking.
That's one. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the virgin one down there, but this is fine.
Yeah, it's the same one, but then it's without the.
Is this not an awesome, sexy cover, people?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Without the weird. Yeah, there you go.
So the thing about Red Sonja, the covers are awesome. The character design, her character design is awesome. She's an unattainable female character. She's amazing. She can just rip apart bunch of demons thrown at her, and this is what this book is all about. She is captured by this magician and she's turned into stone, and it's all about her coming out of that, how she escapes that curse. And that's the reason why the first cover which I showed you, that is what that depicts, because that happens in the book. So this one, this is again Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Conner, their creative.
Well, that's classic Amanda Conner art.
That's classic Amanda Conner. So and so basically it's all about she's turned to stone, and how she breaks her curse and she comes out, and they're this prince and princess, whom she's trying to rescue. So, and how they've been captured and she has to get to them and, free them. So that's the whole story. It's ongoing. So they've got like a couple of good Red Sonja titles. Invincible is one of them. This is Invincible Red Sonja. They've got the main Mirka Andalfo Red Sonja also. And parallelly, they're doing the Hell Sonja one, which is the Sonja universe. I love it. If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But every week, I'm just excited to, look at these covers, these gorgeous, gorgeous covers. The internal artwork is also exactly the same what you get. So, so it's good. It's fun story. And you don't have to like remember it also. It's not like it's weighing down on you. It's just a breeze. It's just a breath of fresh air. That's what I'm going to say.
Look, it sounds like the opposite of Once and Future. You could jump at any point. You don't need to, you don't have to read the entire story from the beginning just to get the whole full story.
Precisely. I mean, you can figure out what's going on. So that's the best part about it. So they don't make their stories too complex. And there is a Frank Show variant, and we just have to, and that's a good one. I laughed at it. It's a funny one, Of course, I'm pleasing you, stupid peasant. I'm wearing a metal bikini in a snow-covered battlefield. Oh, the Frank Joe, he'll never learn. And look at this, summer. But yeah, that's Sonia. Good issue.
He's got the snowman from Frozen. That's cute.
Exactly. So, and yeah, that's right. I have a second Dynamite book, which I told you I wouldn't buy, but I did because of Lucio Perillo. Look at this.
That's we promised under 10 this week, Lohit.
Yeah,
but you say you're not going to get this.
Yeah, the women got me, man. They got me. The Black Cat, that Mary Jane, Sheena, they all got me. So, I've been following this. So this is like issue number 3 of Sheena. So it's all about that. She's gone to this biodome kind of a facility run by this corporate company where they're like preserving all these species. And one of these species has like, it's like a panther and it's basically wrecking up stuff. And Sheena is sent in to bring in the panther. That's what the story is about. So in this issue, she discovers who the panther is. And of course the panther it's a were-panther, so it has a human form, and it's all about Sheena versus the were-panther, and and her confronting the were-panther, and the were-panther is basically a kind of an eco-terrorist. She doesn't like that animals are kept in captivity and all. So Sheena and her, they don't agree on stuff, and then they basically fight. It's a very simple issue. Like I said, Dynamite book, breath of fresh air. Don't need to invest too much in it, but it's a fun read. It's a good read. It's written very well. It's drawn very well. When you read this, you feel satisfied. You don't need to read that, buy 10 more issues of it. It's not boggling down. There are no universes here. There's no Marvel universe. There's no DC universe. There's no Infinite Frontier. It's just a solo story, and just enjoy it. Take a chill pill and read it and enjoy it. And the covers are awesome.
Fantastic. Of course. I still wish that you followed your followed your promise and kept it under 10 books this week. But next week is a big week, man. You're gonna be like 15 bucks next week. We're gonna be just like 2 hours.
Yeah, but
guys,
I was still under the $50 this thing, because I got like Comixology cred, so I use that to buy books. So, cool. Because I buy more, then I get more creds, and then I can use them to save more money the next week, the following week.
Cool.
So that's how I was able to squeeze in Sheena, So that's nice. So anyway, that is it from my side, Ben.
So, well, for all my internet friends, we would like to know what you guys bought this week. Anything you'd like to recommend us to check it out, leave a comment below. And then apparently we're on Spotify. I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. Look, if you can get the link, put it under the
the link. I'll put that there. I think Afonso shared it with me. So yeah. So please follow us on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We're on
the social media.
Everything. We're on Spotify now too. So
we're not gonna dance. We're not dancing monkeys, so we're not gonna be on TikTok.
That's true.
Anyhow, everybody have a great weekend. Like, share, comment, subscribe, so you'll get the latest content from us. We also have other people who just drop great content, like our boy Dan. He has his own, he buys his own books, and Connor too. who will give you the most spectacular Spider-Man rage you'll ever hear on internet land. You can't miss that. And that's it. Let's close it out, guys. Peace.
Weren't you supposed to sing a Taylor Swift song this week?
Let's close it out. Okay, we can't afford legal legal songs, so I will now do a little song. Ready? Sing with me, right? We're gonna do Semi-Charmed Life. Ready? Do 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 do. I want something else
to get me through this semi-charmed kind of life, baby, baby.
I want
something else to come and say goodbye, goodbye.
That's enough. Paywall. You want to get more? Put on. Give us a Patreon. No more. That's it. That's enough free content, people. That's it. Lohit, cut them off.